Every one of Live's devices and device racks has certain navigational features. We have the signal that goes from left to right. So you'll notice here that that's a MIDI fader, and that's audio. Every time you go from the left to the right past one of Live's instruments, it becomes audio. Now, I can drag a MIDI effect ahead of this, but I can't drag one after, okay? See that? So that's MIDI, MIDI, audio, audio. Signal goes from left to right. So I can use my arrow keys to go from device to device, just like this. I can use my plus and minus keys to close up a device, move on to the next one with the arrow, close it up, move on to the next one with the arrow, close it up. I can shift arrow and select all of them, plus sign, open them all up. Okay, some navigational things. Every one of these things, plugins, we looked at this, have a wrench. WaveArts, I love these guys. In fact, we should hear this. I'm going to show you that these power buttons are basically bypass. In a lot of Live's plugins, turn this off. So in a lot of Live's plugins, if I hit the bypass on the third-party plugin itself, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't create a bypass there. But if I hit it here, it's gone, but it doesn't reciprocate the bypass. Okay, so that's power buttons on and off. Okay, and we looked at this, but the shift wrench gives this view. In case the GUI, the graphic user interface of the plugin, is jamming you up, you can look at it that way. Now, these are the hot swap buttons. We've looked at this over and over again, and I showed you even there's hot swaps within samples. Okay, fine. This button here is the right preset button, and the second I do that over a simpler, it gives me the option to write a preset. Okay, I can just click there, and it loaded that in. And there it is, my preset. Move this to the trash. Delete. Yeah, I want to delete it. Okay, so that's preset writing. In a bigger devices, let's see. Here's an instrument rack. Again, I have these same navigational things right here. Every time I see 8 knobs right up the front, this is called a macro control. A macro control is always evidenced by pink. If you see pink down in the instrument itself, pink, that means that the macro control is controlling a bunch of stuff. So this is great because basically I have 10 zillion things, and I've got it all mapped down to 4 knobs. Okay, so it's really optimized for playing live, and that's why I love this software. Okay, so the pink equals map. So if I go into a map mode on a macro control, I have pink. Okay, I'm going to get into that. Okay, the next little thing is the chain list. We'll get into that. I can show keys, velocity chain, etc. Okay, and a lot of these just close down themselves. Like I have operator selected. I'm going to double click it, and there she goes. If I double click it again, up she comes. Down, up. Okay, again, my arrows bring me over. All right, and one key point, I kind of joked about this earlier, but device racks have brackets. They have mathematical brackets. And so I could, in fact, add a second device rack after this bracket. And the navigational elements of something like this, I can take this plugin, right-click it, copy, go down to my drum rack, okay, and I'm going to, right in here, right-click and paste, and arm it. Okay, so copy paste. I can take an entire selection and just drag it to another track here, just like that. Blow that reactor patch down. Takes a minute, and there it is. I have drag and drop. Okay. If you're wondering about drag and drop navigation, just try it. I mean, sucker works everywhere. It's very, very cool. So that is navigating devices and device racks. I love WaveArts. You got to get WaveArts plugins. Freaking the best. Okay, next up is understanding the chain list.